Welcome to your Marlborough News Update. I'm Ryan Maliar. Marlborough High School said goodbye and good luck to 217 graduates on June 2nd at Noble Field. Mayor J. Christian Dumas, a 1998 Marlborough High School graduate, stood before the class of 2024 and reflected on his own high school days. Dumas shared his journey from student to mayor.
26 years ago, I was part of class in 1998. I was where you are sitting today. Some of you are excited, some are sad, and I know all of you are nervous. However, I know that one thing that you all have in common is that you aren't sweating like I was in the field house when I was graduating. It's a nice cool breeze today. Regardless of where I sat or how hot it was, if you told me 26 years ago that I would be the mayor of Marlborough giving a speech to the class of 2024, I would have told you that you were out of your mind.
Dumas emphasized the importance of hard work and following one's own path.
If there's one thing that you take away from these remarks, is that hard work is the true key to success. That is a lesson many, if not all of you, already have experience with. I would not be able to stand here and bore you today if it wasn't due to hard work and dedication. If you find something that inspires you, then go after it. Nothing brings me more joy than being part of this community, which is why I think I am the luckiest guy in the world to be your mayor.
Superintendent Mary Murphy addressed the graduates in 3 languages, English, Spanish, and Portuguese, highlighting the diversity of the student body.
Today, as we gather to celebrate you and your years of hard work, we are also marking the beginning of a new chapter in your lives. This ceremony reflects not only your individual achievements, but also the collective efforts of your families and the entire school community. As you cross the stage today, you will be walking towards the next chapter of your life. Congratulations, graduates. I have no doubts that you will continue to make us proud.
Valedictorian Alex Ott congratulated her classmates with a touch of humor.
Hi, my name is Alexis. I would like to start off by saying congratulations. We made it. It only took us 13 years in a global pandemic, but we made it through the long days that never seemed to end, through the classes that were not quite for us, and through the early morning Zoom calls. But after all we made it through, there are still the times we wish we could spend just a little longer enjoying the moment. The little moments. My little moments included blasting music on the bus ride after a win with my teammates, winning the 3rd and final Spirit Week as a class, successfully learning how to march backwards at band camp. It's way harder than it looks. Winning a trivia club match, coaching with my best friend, choosing to attend UConn, making it through my last AP test, and finally, standing before all of you here today. Because although we will never have these experiences again, we hold those memories in the pictures and in the friends we made along the way.
Class President Risha Kandiria shared her own reflections, touching on the impact of the pandemic on their freshman year and celebrating their achievements.
While searching for inspiration on what to say right now, there's one thing that stood out to me. We so often hear the phrase, "I can't wait." However, I urge you all to consider what is so important about the thing you can't wait for, that you're willing to overlook the incredible things that are happening in the present. We've all been guilty of this, saying, "I can't wait to graduate," and "I can't wait for college." While the future is significant, there were countless moments throughout our years here that were worth savoring. I'd like to acknowledge some of the little "I can't waits" of our high school experience. All of the moments we couldn't wait for turned into memories. This class had so many "I can't waits" from the big to the small. Without a doubt, our first "I can't wait" was, "I can't wait to take this mask off."
Finally, the graduates moved their tassels, threw their caps, and stepped off the field as the newest alumni of Marlborough High School. Congratulations to the class of 2024. The 2024 presidential race between Joe Biden and Donald Trump is set to be the headline event this November. However, voters in Massachusetts will also be casting their ballots for state House and Senate candidates. In what is shaping up to be a relatively calm year for state legislative races, only 40 state representatives and 11 senators are facing challengers. This includes Marlborough's legislative delegation. State Representative Danielle Gregoire, a Democrat from Marlborough, and State Senator Jamie Eldridge are among those running unopposed this year. Similarly, State Representative Carmine Gentile, a Democrat from Sudbury who represents northeastern Marlborough, is also without challengers. Stay tuned for more updates as we approach the November elections. Marlborough paid tribute to its fallen veterans on Memorial Day with a parade and ceremony along Main Street. The procession made its way through downtown, laying wreaths at each monument, and concluded at the Civil War Monument at the intersection of Main and Mechanic Streets. This year's event marked Mayor J. Christian Dumas's first Memorial Day celebration as mayor. He spoke about the experience he had in the days leading up to the parade, joining others to place flags at veterans' graves.
It was a simple task, but one that was incredibly moving. While I was making my way around to each grave, I couldn't help but wonder the story of each veteran. Your mind and heart starts to wonder things like, what did they experience? Were they afraid? Who did they encounter? Who did they save? Did they have a family? What invoked them to enlist, knowing that they may not return home?
During the ceremony, Representative Daniel Gregoire of Marlborough presented a proclamation marking Memorial Day.
It's truly an honor to be here with you this morning to commemorate the lives of the men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedoms. The Commonwealth of Massachusetts, a proclamation. Whereas while the nation was still recovering from the Civil War, people in cities and towns across the country gathered to honor the soldiers who had given their lives, celebrating the first Decoration Day. And whereas after World War I, the nation came together again to honor those who had fallen in the service of their country, renamed Memorial Day, the last Monday in May is when people remember and honor the memory of all the men and women who fought and died in all American wars and conflicts. And whereas throughout our country's history, thousands of Massachusetts residents have fought in wars and conflicts to defend our safety and our way of life, and whereas their legacy of patriotism and dedication to country is an inspiration to all Americans, and whereas it is appropriate that all Massachusetts residents remember the bravery of those who gave their lives so that their sacrifices serve as a reminder of the cost of our freedom. Now therefore I, Maura T. Healey, Governor of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, do hereby proclaim May 27th, 2024 to be Memorial Day.
It was a day of reflection and gratitude in Marlborough as the community came together to honor their heroes. The Rotary Club of Marlborough recently held an Italian dinner to raise funds for various community initiatives. Let's take a look.
Well, many members have donated different pieces, and it's our dessert table. So every person gets one plate, and we love donations, so they can donate as well. But yeah, that's what you see right in front of you is all the desserts for our Italian night. Every penny that we take in, we give back. And we do scholarships, and that's a lot of what happens with the funding from tonight, the scholarships that go back to the community. People come and speak at our Rotary meetings, and then they ask for funding, and we bring it to our board, and we give funding back. So that's what we're all about. So Rotary, I've been a Rotarian for over 30 years. I know I am 100, and I love it.
Giving back is actually critical for community members. Rotary itself wants to create world peace one person at a time. So that exchange student you just met from Belgium is our 16th here in this city. Marlborough High School has been wonderful at hosting. When they come with a preconceived notion about the United States, and then they leave and they're ambassadors for us. So it's beautiful. That's one of the many things we do with the money, in addition to the scholarships. We also work on projects that are both local and international. We're really working now on food insecurity and also housing insecurity. So we're looking at how to shelter, particularly women and girls, because there are many shelters for men, but not so many for girls in particular. We're also looking at how to cope with food insecurity for families. So we deliver food on a regular basis.
The Rotary International, they have an exchange program and then each Rotary Club gets to decide whether they participate or not. And then it seems like Marlborough did.
And apparently Marlborough and Belgium are friends.
Yeah,
And
we're all
so
friends now.
we're like, we'll give you a kid and you give us a kid and we'll both try to keep them alive. So far, so good?
Well, I'm not dead yet.
So far, so good. So far, we're doing great. We're doing great.
We're doing great.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in sports this week, the AMSA softball team has advanced to the state tournament round of 16. Matt Bisaccio has highlights from their game against Frontier Regional.
Coming off the heels of a 12-0 dismantling of Rockland, the fourth-seeded Eagles look to advance past the round of 16 as they hosted number 13 Frontier Regional. And in the top of the first, AMSA takes a lead. With Brooke Ladati at first, Abby Asman comes up and on the first pitch of the at-bat, pulls it deep down the left field line and the outfielder runs out of room. Asman's homer puts the Eagles up 2-0 right out of the chute. Second inning, the Eagles would add to their total. 2 walks and a hit by pitch loaded the bases for Michaela Ladati, and she puts the ball in play, driving in Yost from third. 3-0 AMSA. Next up is Glenn. The pitch gets away, allowing Hamlin to score to push the lead to 4-0. Glenn would drive in Galvin on a sac fly to make it 5-0, and then it's Asman who grounds it to short. The throw is off the mark. Ladati and McLeod score. Asman would be thrown out at third, trying to advance. However, damage done as AMSA led 7-0 after 2. And as they did in the previous round, the Eagles would hold their opponent off the board. McLeod had 5 strikeouts in the day, including this one to end the first, but she also pitched to contact and allowed her infielders to back her up. Here in the second, Ladati fields and fires over to first for the out. In the third, Asman tosses across the diamond in plenty of time to end the inning. And in the fourth, the Eagles would continue to flash the leather as Maddie Glynn reels in the liner. AMSA wins going away, beating Frontier 11-0. Eagles advance to play Abington in the Elite 8.
Thank you, Matt. Well, summer fun is just heating up and the Recreation Department has some exciting news. The splash pads at Galone Park on Concord Road and Stevens Park are now open. Beach lovers, get ready. Memorial Beach on Hosmer Street opens June 10th. Little ones can splash around in the wading pools in Ward Park on Orchard Street and Farrell Field on Salwin Street starting June 21st. That's a tentative date, so keep an eye out. Boaters, take note. The Hickson Boat Launch on Reservoir Street is open weekends only until June 22nd. Time to soak up the sun and make some waves. Can't wait. Well, that's your news update for this week. I'm Ryan Maliar, and thank you for watching.